In the 1980s, in a small town in the interior of the United States, a place emerged that promised to be a paradise for children. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was a themed restaurant filled with games, food, and, of course, animatronics, mechanical figures that sang, danced, and interacted with the audience. At the center of all attention was Freddy Fazbear, a large animatronic bear wearing a top hat and holding a microphone, who led the daily performances. Freddy, alongside his friends Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, quickly became the children's favorite. With his friendly voice and welcoming appearance, he seemed to be the epitome of innocent fun. But behind his large, luminous eyes, there was something more. Something that no one, not even the restaurant's creators, could have foreseen.
The restaurant was a success, but over time, rumors began to surface. Stories whispered through the dark hallways, told by the night shift employees. They said that after the restaurant closed, the animatronics continued to move. Initially, these were just suspicions. A security camera capturing strange movements, a distant sound of laughter when the restaurant was empty. However, the rumors took on a darker tone when children began to disappear. Investigations led nowhere, and the case was filed as an unsolved mystery. But for those who still worked at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, the feeling that something very wrong was happening within the restaurant's walls was undeniable.
Freddy Fazbear's true face was revealed during the silent nights when the restaurant closed its doors to the public. During the day, Freddy was the friendly bear, the children's idol. But at night, when the lights went out, he transformed into something much more sinister. It was in the early hours of the morning that Freddy began to move. His steps were slow, calculated, echoing through the empty hallways. His objective was clear: to find anyone unfortunate enough to be inside the restaurant. And as time passed, it became clear that he was not alone in his hunt. Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy followed his steps, like a pack lurking for their prey. The night guards, hired to watch over the place, were the most vulnerable, locked in a room with security cameras that barely captured the darkness of the corridors. They were the last line of defense against whatever was on the loose. The nights were long and terrifying, and few managed to complete a week of work without losing their sanity.
What few knew was that Freddy Fazbear was not just a machine. Inside him, there was something more, a dark force, a tormented soul that moved him with sinister intent. The true origin of this malevolent presence is tied to the tragic events that marked the restaurant's history. Freddy and his animatronic friends were possessed by the spirits of the missing children. Children who were never found, whose souls were trapped within the metallic bodies of the robots. And Freddy, as the leader, carried most of this pain and anger within him. He was not just a guardian of the restaurant. He was the guardian of the tormented souls that inhabited that place. Every night, Freddy Fazbear fulfilled his dark duty, not of his own will, but because he was trapped in a cycle of vengeance and pain. He couldn't escape the cruel fate that bound him eternally to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. And anyone who dared to enter the restaurant at night was destined to become part of this nightmare.
On a moonless night, a new night guard was hired. His name was Mike Schmidt. Unlike the others, he was determined to understand what was truly happening in the restaurant. Armed with courage and dangerous curiosity, he decided to confront the animatronics. In the beginning, everything seemed normal. The first hours of the night passed without incident, but as the clock approached 3 in the morning, he began to hear sounds. Heavy footsteps, distant laughter, and finally, the soft music of a music box, growing louder and louder. Freddy was approaching. Mike, with his heart racing, frantically watched the cameras, trying to locate the animatronic bear. But Freddy was cunning, knowing every corner of the restaurant, every blind spot of the cameras. And when the guard finally saw him, it was too late. Freddy stood at the door, his empty gaze fixed on the guards. In the last moment, when all seemed lost, Mike did something no one had ever done before. He spoke. Not with fear, but with compassion. He apologized, not for himself, but for the souls trapped inside the restaurant. And, for a brief moment, Freddy hesitated. Inside his metallic chest, something calmed. The anger that drove him diminished, and for a second, Freddy transformed into a broken machine, a reflection of what he had once been. But the cycle of pain was too strong. Freddy couldn't stop. And as the guard's last image disappeared from the cameras, the restaurant returned to its usual silence.
After some time, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was closed, but Freddy's legend survived. Stories of the abandoned restaurant, of animatronics moving at night, spread through the town and beyond. Some say Freddy's spirit still wanders the corridors, guarding the secrets of a dark past. Others believe he has finally found peace. But one thing is certain, Freddy Fazbear is more than a game character. He is a legend, a story of pain, revenge, and mystery that continues to haunt those who dare to remember. And so, Freddy Fazbear became an eternal symbol of terror. A presence that cannot be erased, a guardian of shadows who will always be lurking, waiting for night to fall again. Well, we have reached the end of the iconic Freddy Fazbear story. We kindly ask you to subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and share the video. If you want to know more about the other characters in the Five Nights at Freddy's universe, let us know. Thank you very much and see you in the next video.